Hello my dear children, in the class of vectors we are going to study resolution of vectors today. So what is resolution of vectors? Well, resolution of vector is known by various other names, and these various other names are rectangular components of vectors. It is also called as projection of vectors. It is also known as effective values of vectors, and it is also understood as length of shade of vectors. So how it is component of a vector? Like this is a pen. This is a pen and it is broken down into two parts. This cap and the body of the pen. These are two components of the same pen, which is undivided pen like this. So like this pen can be broken down into two parts and both the parts together make up the same pen. Exactly in the same way, a vector can be broken down into two parts called its two components, and both the components together represent the same vector. So how can we break down a vector into its two components? To understand the cleavage of a vector into its two components, let us take two perpendicular axes. One is x-axis, other is y-axis, and in between these two axes we have a vector, say v, like this. What are its two components? To find out its two components, let us find out the length of shade of these vectors along axis. If this vector is analogous to a stick in between these two axes and light happens to fall along x-axis, in that case the shade of this length or stick would be from here to here. And if the light happens to fall along vertical, then the length of this stick, the length of the shade of the stick would be from here to here. We drop normal and the length of the shade would be like this. So this length of the shade is V1, this length of the shade is V2, and these V1 and V2, of course they are shade of vectors, length of shade of vectors. They are also called as two components of the vectors. This V1 is called parallel component. Parallel component, provided this angle is given as theta. If this angle is given as theta, this V1 is going to be called as parallel component, and this V2 is going to be called as perpendicular component. Perpendicular component. So with whichever axis angle theta is given, along that axis the length of shade is called as parallel component, and with other axis the length of shade is called as perpendicular components. So what are these components of the two vectors? Well, for that let us look at this right angle triangle. This is of course normal drop, therefore it is going to be right angle triangle. This is V1, this length is V2. If this length is V2, this length is also going to be V2. Can we find out the value of sin theta from this triangle? Of course we can find out. What is sin theta? Sin theta is going to be perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is V2 upon V. This simply means V2 is going to be what? V sin theta. So the component which is perpendicular component, this is perpendicular component, and that perpendicular component is nothing but sine component. This is also called as sine component, and this sine component is what? V sine theta. This is V sine theta. The other component can be found out when we find out the value of cos theta. If we find out the value of cos theta from the same right angle triangle, what is cos theta? Cos theta is base upon hypotenuse, that is V1 upon V. That simply means V1 is equal to what? V cos theta. So what is V1? V1 is cosine component, and this cosine component is also called as parallel component. This is parallel component. Parallel component. So if a vector makes an angle theta with say x-axis, its two components are the two vectors. It can be broken down into r. v1 cos theta, other is one is v cos theta, other is v sin theta. This sine component is perpendicular and cosine component is what? Parallel component. How it is effective value of vectors? Let us straight away apply it and understand the component as effective value of vectors. Suppose this is a body lying over a horizontal surface, and this body is acted upon by say force of say 100 Newton at an angle 60 degree from horizontal. This is horizontal. This is horizontal. This is vertical of the place. Vertical of the place. Now see, this example is analogous to the example we have just understood. This is a vector. This vector lies in between these two axes. One is perpendicular, other is horizontal, and this vector makes an angle 60 degree from the horizontal. What are its two components? The two components of the vectors are going to be, we drop normal here, we get shade number 1. We drop normal from here over this axis, we get shade number 2. So this shade of the vector is going to be what? F cos theta, and this shade is going to be what? F sin theta. We have already seen this. This is V sin theta, this is V cos theta. So likewise, if this is F, this is going to be F cos theta, and this is going to be what? F sin theta. F cos theta is of course parallel component, F sin theta is of course perpendicular component. Now what is this parallel component? This parallel component is going to be 100 cos 60. 100 cos 60 is what? 50 Newton. And if you find out the perpendicular component, perpendicular component is 100, it is F sin theta, 100 sin 60. 100 sin 60 is 50 root 3, sin 60 is root 3 by 2, 50 root 3 Newton. So this 100 Newton force acting at an 60 degree from the horizontal over a body can be broken down into two forces, one of 50 Newton along horizontal, other of 50 root 3 Newton along vertical. So if these two forces, 50 Newton along horizontal and 50 root 3 Newton along vertical, are applied over the body simultaneously, if both these forces are applied in the directions towards right and up, in particular upward direction, the forces will have same effect as is the effect achieved by this single force. Whatever effect is produced in the body by this 100 Newton force at an angle 60 degree from horizontal, same effect is going to be produced by these two forces acting simultaneously over the body. That is why these two forces are called as effective value of this force along these directions. So these are effective values of vectors also. Now to be able to apply this concept in general situation, in any situation, always we are not going to get two vectors perpendicular to perpendicular axis and vector line like this in between the two axes. There may be vectors perpendicular axis in any direction, and there may be vector in any direction in between the two axes. So let us apply it for general situation, and to be able to apply it for general situation, we are going to make two conclusions, one for magnitude, other for directions. Children, when a vector is broken down into two parts or into its two components, both the components are two individual vectors, two entirely different vectors, and of course they are perpendicular to each other. Both the vectors have well-defined direction and of course well-defined magnitudes. So what is generalized conclusion about the magnitude of these components and direction of these components? That is what I am going to state. Well, for magnitude, the conclusion is here written on the board. With whichever axis angle theta is given, with whichever axis, there are two perpendicular axes and vector is in between. So with whichever axis angle theta is given, along that axis the component is cosine. Along that axis the component is cosine, and along the other axis the component is sine. So the two components, one is cosine, other is sine, are the components, one along the angle, other in the perpendicular directions. So with whichever axis angle theta is given, along that axis the component is cosine, and along the other axis the component is sine. This is general conclusion with regard to magnitude. We will apply this. And what is the conclusion for direction? Conclusion for the direction is, from the free end of the vector, we drop normal over axis. Wherever this normal cuts the axis, there we draw the same thing as is the free end of the vector. Let us apply these two conclusions. Say, if the situations which we have done is like this. This is a vector v, this is what we have done. This is angle theta. From this axis angle theta is given, therefore component along this axis is going to be cosine component. What is that? V cos theta. And component along the other axis is going to be what? V sin theta, that is sine component. So these are the magnitudes of the component. What is direction? For direction, what do we do? Yeah, from the free end of the vector, we drop normal over the axis. From free end of the vector, we drop normal over axis, like this. Wherever this normal cuts the axis, there we draw the same thing as is the free end. Free end is head. So what do we draw here? Head. This is head. Therefore, wherever normal cuts the axis, there we draw the head. So the component of these two vectors are of course v cos theta and v sin theta, and their directions are what? One towards right, other is what? In the upward direction. This is what we have studied. Now if the axis remains same and the vector is like this f, and this angle is given as alpha. So what are its two components? Well, with regard to magnitude, the component in direction is going to be what? Cosine component. With whichever axis angle theta is given, along that axis the component is cosine, and along the other axis the component is going to be what? Sine component, f sine alpha. This is free end, head. So wherever the normal from here on the axis cuts the axis, there we draw the same thing as is the free end. This is head, this is head, this is head. So wherever this normal is going to cut the axis, there we are going to draw the head. See, the directions of the components are again towards right and up. The component, the values are what? F sin alpha and f cos alpha. Let us understand this further with few more examples. Let's apply this generalized conclusion with regard to magnitude and direction of components in some more situations. Well, suppose the two perpendicular axes are like this. These are two perpendicular axes, and a vector happens to be like this. A vector happens to be like this. Yeah. And this angle is given as, say, theta. So what are the two components of this vector? Say this is F vector. The force is acting in this direction. It makes an angle theta from this axis. Now, with whichever axis angle theta is given, along that axis the component is what? Cosine component. And along the other axis the component is what? Sine component. See, we have found out the magnitude of components. Now for direction, we drop normal from the free end of the vector over the axis. This is the free end of the vector. From here we drop normal over axis. Wherever this normal cuts the axis, there we are going to draw the same thing as is the free end of the vector. This time the free end of the vector is what? This end of the vector from where we are dropping the normal is what? Tail. So this point where this normal cuts the axis has to be tail. If this has to be the tail of component vector, that means the head would be, yeah, right here. Similarly, if this is tail, this point of intersection of normal is going to be tail. therefore head is going to be like this. So the two components have values f sin theta towards right, another component is what, f cos theta in this direction. Okay, let us say the two perpendicular axes are like this. The two perpendicular axes are like this. This is one axis, this is another axis. These are two perpendicular axes. So these two perpendicular axes you will come across when a body is placed over inclined plane. Well, if we have a body of mass m placed over this incline, if we have a body of mass m placed over incline, the weight of the object acts vertically downward like this. This is mg. So the two perpendicular axes of interest are, one is this, that is along incline, the other is what, like this, and this vector lies in between these two axes. What angle this vector makes with any one of the two axes? See, if this angle is theta, there is an angle of inclination of the plane is theta, then this angle is also going to be theta. By very simple geometry we can work out. This is theta, this is 90, this is 91 as theta. Since these two axes are perpendicular axes, therefore this angle is going to be 90 minus 90 minus theta, that is theta. That means this mg is a force, a vector quantity. This vector makes an angle theta from this axis. Therefore its two components are going to be what? With whichever axis angle theta is given, along that axis the component is going to be what? Cosine component, that is mg cos theta. And along other axis the component is going to be what? Sine component. So what are the values of two components we have found out? What about direction? For direction we drop normal from the free end of the vector. Yeah. For direction we drop normal from the free end of the vector over axis. See, we have dropped the normal here. We have dropped the normal here. This is head. Remember, the free end is head. Wherever this normal cuts the axis, there we are going to draw the same thing as is the free end. Free end here is head. So this point is going to be head. This is head. Therefore, this point of intersection is going to be head. So mg cos theta is the component of the weight acting in this direction, and mg sin theta is the component of the weight acting in this direction. That is why we say when a body is placed over an inclined plane, it tries to slip down the incline with the force of mg sin theta. So the weight of the body has two components. One is along the incline, down the incline, other is perpendicular to the incline, into the incline. So let us apply it once again. See, the two components, two axes are what? Say like this. These are two perpendicular axes. And vector happens to be what? Say vector happens to be, say the vector happens to be like this. This is force vector. This angle is given as theta. Say this is axis 1, this is axis 2. This F will have two components. Along axis with which angle theta is given, the component is going to be what? Cosine component. And along the other axis the component is going to be what? Sine component. And for direction what do? We drop normal from the free end of the vector over axis. Wherever this normal cuts the axis, there we draw the same thing as is the free end of the vector. This free end of the vector is head. Therefore this point of intersection is going to be head. This point of intersection is going to be head of component vectors. If we are able to make the head like this, we are able to know the direction of the force. The component of this force in this direction is F cos theta, and in this direction is F sin theta. So I hope this conclusion is clear. Until this conclusion is clear, you won't be able to apply this resolution in every practical situation. So what are the conclusion? Let me repeat. With whichever axis angle theta is given, along that axis the component is cosine, and along the other axis the component is sine. And for direction you have to remember, from the free end of the vector we drop normal over the axis. Wherever this normal cuts the axis, there we draw the same thing as is the free end of the vector. So I hope these two conclusions are clear, and after knowing these two conclusions, after practicing all these examples, you will have command over resolution. And you have to have command over resolution, otherwise mechanics is going to be a very tough game for you. I hope all of you have understood this particular topic very thoroughly. We'll meet again very shortly with another topic from the chapter vector. So until we meet again, goodbye.